Hey, this is Will Buchanan. I'm walking all the way across the country to New Hampshire in search of more freedom on a project called the Walk for Liberty. Today is December 5th, 2008, day 205. Today I walked about 8 miles with Chris, who had driven out for the occasion.
Farmer's market. No.
Would you consider traveling without ID? Chris told me a story about how earlier this year he had twice driven up to Canada, both times deliberately without bringing his birth certificate or passport. As you may know, there's now a law in place requiring you to have and carry a passport if you come back into the US from Canada. Chris proved twice, though, that that's not really the case, as both times he was let back in through the artificial political border of the United States without showing a passport or even a birth certificate. He did have and show a driver's license, but I think it's significant that twice he wasn't made to show something to the Border Patrol, which he was supposedly required to have. And what about domestic airline flights? What need is there for the government to know exactly who you are before you get on the flight? Supposedly, it's to make sure you're not a terrorist. But it's really just security theater. Not only don't they check your driver's license against anything, they just check for the fact that you have a driver's license. But more importantly, even if they did check your name against some kind of list, it doesn't mean anything anyway. There could be thousands of potential terrorists out there who don't have any kind of record or suspicion about them whatsoever. So all the government is doing by forcing you to go through security is inconveniencing you and everybody else. It is possible to go through security without showing ID, as I've done before. Although unfortunately, because they have guns, they won't let you get through without going through some extra screening. Yeah, I'm still not sure why showing that one little piece of plastic means you're all safe. There are even people in New Hampshire who have chosen to drive on the roads without carrying government ID. While I haven't been brave enough to do that yet, I have walked nearly all the way across the country without carrying any form of government ID. And I was even stopped 2 times by cops who asked me to show my ID. And they didn't do anything to me when I said I didn't have any. Why is it that government wants you to have ID anyway? It obviously has nothing to do with keeping people safe. Having a piece of paper doesn't prevent you from hurting people. Since, as far as I know, all of the 9/11 terrorists had legitimate driver's licenses. So if it's not about safety, what is the point of government ID? Perhaps it's just about extracting more money from people and having control over them? I walked about 19.25 miles for Liberty today. Here's my GPS position. If you do any of your shopping online, please consider purchasing through amazon.walkforliberty.com, and a percentage of your purchase will go to support the Walk for Liberty. Amazon, Amazon, Amazon.walkforliberty.com. This is Will Buchanan signing off. Another Amish community around here. Wonder if they're drinking and driving.